Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on beliefs in society, focusing on age and religion. Despite evidence of increasing secularization in Western society, there are different religious beliefs by social grouping. Social class, gender and ethnicity all impact on the religious beliefs that individuals display. But one of the most consistent social factors impacting on religious belief is age. In the UK, the elderly are more likely to define themselves by their religious affiliation, suggesting that religious belief forms part of their identity. In 2018, a social attitudes survey found that 33% of those aged over 75 define themselves as Anglican, that is, belonging to the Church of England. In comparison, only 1% of 18 to 24-year-olds in the same survey define themselves in this way. Sociologists generally accept that this is part of a wider trend that demonstrates greater religious belief the older individuals become. In this video, we're going to examine some of the reasons why this is the case. Further evidence that examines the distribution of religious belief by age is found in the UK census. In the most recent reported census, a third of those who identified as having no religious beliefs were under the age of 25. In 2005, Brearley found an increase in the average age for church attendance had risen from 37 to 49. Now, this can be attributed to secularization amongst the young, but equally it can be attributed to the ageing population in the UK. However, in comparison to figures for Christian religions, 88% of those identifying as Muslims were under the age of 50, which suggests that perhaps secularization is largely based within Christian religions. There are several reasons offered by sociologists for higher levels of religiosity amongst the elderly. One suggestion is that with increased age, people become more aware of their own mortality and seek comfort in religion as they enter their later years. A second explanation that is offered is focused on the primary and secondary socialization that previous generations received, into norms and values that were more aligned to those of religious organizations, which may also explain higher rates of religious belief amongst younger members of other religious groups. Finally, a third reason offered is due to the communal aspects of religious membership, that for elderly people, religious organizations offer more than just spiritual fulfillment, but also companionship, a sense of worth, and a feeling of being part of a community. In examining age and religious belief, it is also important to examine the lower levels of engagement amongst younger people in Western religions. Crockett and Voas argue that younger people see religion as a consumer good, and that this lowers levels of religious belief in traditional religions, as there is more competition within the spiritual marketplace. Furthermore, young people whose parents have grown up with the process of secularization are less likely to have been given any form of religious socialization, either at home or with institutions such as education, moving towards more secular practices through secondary agents of socialization. For this generation, Lynch argued that what they perceive as sacred, independence, choice, freedom of expression, may now belong in the secular domain rather than the religious one. Bruce examines the decline of religious education as having an impact on the low level of religious affiliation amongst younger people. As education has become more secular, there is less education on religion within education, and also more diverse explanations of religious practices. Bruce further highlights the decline of Sunday schools over the past 50 years, with many churches no longer offering child-centered worship separate from adults. These two factors combine, increased multiculturalism and the decline of traditional religious education, leads to a younger generation with more choice and less obligation to conform to religious practices. Therefore, they are less likely to be socialized into the norms of attending religious institutions. However, this picture is largely based upon Western European patterns of religious attendance. These patterns are not present across other areas and indeed across non-Christian religions. In the US, there is a greater level of involvement in Christian religions across a broad range of denominations, cults, and even sects, and many of these are fueled by youth membership. The growth of new religious movements and New Age movements has been a result of greater youth involvement, with people seeking out new ideas whilst maintaining some form of belief in the spiritual aspects of society. The difference in attendance by age may be less due to secularization and more related to increased desire to find alternatives to traditional religious practices, which are often dogmatic and do not reflect the social changes in society. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video on beliefs in society, looking at age and religion. Thanks for watching.